There is quiet in the room. Only Dylan remains, and only his candle remains. The last of the wax is almost burned away, and all Dylan can hope is that his candle burns long enough for him to join his friends. The last snack was eaten, and he waits in silence. Unable to feel the speaker's presence, he waits, and he's hopeful as he waits for the presence to speak. The last candle blows out, and he is alone in the darkness, and still no voice speaks. Dylan, for a moment, is sad that it is the last one left behind, and he was not given a chance to join the others. But then a dim light appears, not very bright, but it is green, and it gives Dylan a slim bit of hope. He watches as the dim green light flies over to his candle. A small lightning bug is now resting where his candle was. No scent, but the lightning bug provides the same level of light as Dylan's candle, and as the lightning bug gets comfortable, Dylan hears the voice speak again, directly across from him. He sees a young girl with a very large hat with lots of ribbons speak with the wisdom of ancient ages, Adansi. He had heard of her in many stories, and here he was, sitting directly across from the child of such legends. In that moment, though, he was just her audience, and she was just the storyteller. Dylan sat across from her, listening to her story as she ate his soul cake, and a small lightning bug provided the only light source in the entire room, while Adansi, the goddess of Lockhart, spoke a story to Dylan, the keeper of the sentinel. The house is surrounded by growing pumpkins. The field is fertile, and there's plenty of pumpkins. Maybe even some to take home if you speak to the host of the house. On the front porch, you can see a candy bowl requesting for you to take 2 candy sweets. And inside you can see lights, but if you knock on the door, you will only have the door open with no one inside. Inside the foyer, you will see a large room with paintings showing many strange people. Some you may recognize, some you may not. All of them are important to the pumpkin house, even if they're not important to you. You can travel upstairs, traveling up the stairs that you swear could not be so long, and when you finally reach the top and look back, you will only see 13 steps behind yourself. The hallway you are in is full of paintings and mirrors. Though they are hard to tell apart with the paintings looking like yourself, but their expressions don't quite match what you are feeling, so you may wonder if it is something wrong with yourself, or maybe something wrong with the paintings. The wise know that it is both yourself and the paintings that have something wrong with them. If you see yourself in the mirrors, it appears that your face is even more twisted than you remember. You can never quite control your expression. You feel something is wrong with yourself, that there is a monster inside of that mirror that is eager to take you out if you only look away, or worse, if you look too long. Except these mirrors are just mirrors. There is nothing special about them. How you look in them is how you look. And if you feel you look like a monster, that isn't the fault of the mirror. If you make it down the long hallway, you will make it to the bedrooms. Rooms that blend into one another where it is difficult to tell where one room begins and the other ends. You will hear something like someone is following you and trying to avoid being seen. But no matter how hard you try, you cannot ever find out if there is someone watching you in the bedrooms. You may think that there is a curse on the beds, or maybe there is some reason the bedrooms are unsafe. But there is nothing keeping you from simply falling asleep on the beds. You can keep going, and eventually you will find your way out of the bedrooms and make your way to the library. The library is very large. It is so tall that the ceiling cannot be seen, and there are lights hanging from the shelves themselves. The ladder and the stalls lead up seemingly forever, and they may actually go up forever. There are no guests in the library, and the books are written on every subject ever written, and those that will never be written, but not those that may be written. Those books are stored elsewhere. There are plenty of comfortable places to sit and read, alcoves that look over scenes from all over the world. You can read a book quietly overlooking an active volcano as it is erupting over a frozen landscape. You can read in a solarium where the glass above is on the bottom of the ocean, and you can see the dim lights of those who swim in the darkness so completely that they never see the light. You may even find a place to read where you can always see the rain, and the glass will cool you to the touch while the blankets warm you, giving you a perfect place to rest and relax. Is there a trap in the library? Perhaps. Or maybe the library is just a library, just another stop on your way to your destination at the very center of the entire pumpkin house. Ah, yes. What is it that you seek at the very center of the pumpkin house? What is it that you seek after all those trials and tribulations? What was promised to you at the center of everything? What was worth outsmarting the monsters of the countryside? What was worth almost being eaten by the dreadnought? What was worth going through every impossible rule set by the DJ and the radio station? What was worth gambling away your very life and freedom in the casino? What was worth sacrificing yourself to the source? What was worth traveling through the pumpkin house for? I know you very well. I know people like you very well. I have met people like you since before the time of Ash. I've sent people like you on quests during the Age of Myths. You wouldn't go on such a quest without some kind of payoff at the end. You could have done a lot, conquered the impossible, both outside yourself and within yourself. So what is your prize at the end of this all? Is it money you desire? Surely there's easier ways to earn money, a lot easier things, and honestly, I would be personally insulted if you sought me out for money. Is it power you desire? Surely you realize by now I have a lot of it, and that the pumpkin house has quite a bit of power? You must think that I would share it with you if you make it to the center. No? Then what is it you do desire? What was promised? Oh, that is a high price indeed. What was promised? I never made that promise. You must know that, though the one who made that promise was correct. I can grant it to you. It would have been easier if you asked for power, wealth, or even magic. What you seek, what was promised, is something I do not give freely. You will have to make it to the center of the pumpkin house, all of you, to be delivered what was promised. But I can tell you this, if you do make it through everything, you will gain a great prize. So I wish you luck. Adansi stands from her chair, and she stands at a far greater height than she logically could. She leans down and blows on the lightning bug, causing it to fly away, leaving the room in darkness. The last friend is gone. There is no light, leaving only Adonse, the one who was speaking, and the unseen observer.